Well, good morning. It is Saturday, August 28th. Yours truly, Drake Swift. I got Tori Savage Kitty. We're just waiting on Alex, and we're here with Mike Matkin. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Welcome. How are you?
Yes.
I'm great. Thank you. I know it's been a while. We've been trying to do this for a few months. I know I dipped out on you a couple times, but I'm glad to finally be here and being able to talk to you guys. So thank you.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. We're glad to have you. Thank you for joining us. Good morning.
I put guru because I was like, damn, he just got his broker's license, so I got to put a guru behind there. Right? I love it. You're our broker now, right? So
I official.
A guru. So he was born in Michigan, grew up in Taylor, Kentucky. I said Taylor, Kentucky. He starts laughing. So,
and if you're from Michigan, you know where that's at.
Let me clarify Taylor, Kentucky, because everyone outside of Taylor might call it that. If you called us Taylor, Kentucky, inside the boundary, you'd probably get your ass beat. I'm just telling you.
Right?
We weren't really rednecks. We were just
fighting words.
We have great memories about Taylor, right? So Hot and Now, which is probably gone now, I think, right?
Sure.
I love to go to Hot and Now, right?
On your
and
weekend,
then I think I'm a little older than most of the guys on right now. So I used to, when we went to the teen club, we went to Bahama Mamas.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if I remember Bahama Mamas, but
Bahama Mamas was a spot. Yeah, it ended up becoming Ultimate Sports Bar. It was Diesel, but before all that, it was Bahama Mamas, the teen spot. It was
bar. I didn't know. Is it still there? It's still there.
It's called Recoil now. It's a shooting range, a gun range, and a gun shop now.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's still
there. I got some fun. Well, I don't know about fun, but memories of Taylor. So Taylor's where I got my first tattoo. I still have it, and it's not the best tattoo, but I got it from Gibraltar at Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. out there doing classy shit, right? And then I dated several guys from Taylor, and so it's a running joke amongst my friends that I am not allowed to talk to anybody from Taylor because it was all real bad, real bad. And then my other girlfriend, she's like, after the last one that was just terrible, she's like, what the fuck? You're not allowed to talk to nobody from Taylor. We're throwing the whole fucking city away. So that's my experience with Taylor. But I do got a cool old tattoo.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I got a million fond memories of Taylor.
I'm sure you do.
My mom moved there from city Detroit when I was 2, so my whole childhood was in Taylor, and just great memories. A million friends. It's like my neighborhood was sweet. Our block, we all 5 or 6 of us grew up right on the same block. We had a park right across the street, so that's when I was out all day. That's kind of where I got my love for sports. We was playing baseball, football, riding dirt bikes, all the cool stuff. So trust me, I'm very fond. I love my Taylor roots. And, so I
had fun there. I'm not gonna say I didn't have fun.
Right.
Y'all wild. That's where I would go to just y'all a little wild.
Yeah.
Y'all just had fun, right? Just fun.
We've been called worse. We've been
a little rough, but it was fun, I had to sneak to go, but
I get it, yeah.
So was Gibraltar technically in Taylor? It was, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
so, I mean, how many weekends did you?
There was 2 Gibraltars.
Well, that's on the east side.
Mount Clemens
from my east side.
Mount Clemens one don't count. That was
that was my stomping ground.
Okay. Man, how many weekends did you spend at Gibraltar looking at the gold? I mean, there was a pet store. They were selling rugs. I got jerseys. Oh man,
what you need?
Every week.
Candles, massage. You need a t-shirt made.
Right.
You want a rug? You want to get your mama a rug?
I remember I tried to talk my mom into buy me a black African scorpion for a pet. I had it there for like a month. I was like, Mom, I'll take care of it. Not like I had any clue how to take care of a scorpion, but at the time I thought it was cool. So
you were cool, and it was at Gibraltar, so it must have been, worth it.
I never got it, so thank God it was probably a blessing.
Thank God.
So I know you said you were into music. So he used to DJ. Well, he said I still got my equipment. So Dan had a shop up there. Do you know DJ Dan? Because I know he's from Down River, Ecorse, River Rouge area. Do you know Dan?
I know DJ Dan well. We got a long history. We've done a lot of things together. So I don't really talk to him a whole lot anymore. Obviously, everyone's kind of ventured out and do their own things. But back in the day, yeah,
he had a shop there, so that's why.
Yeah. DJ Dan's a great guy. Great guy. It's been a while since I've talked to him though. So yeah, that's kind of just kind of getting into that. So yeah, music was my passion for a long time, and it all started in Taylor. 10th, 11th grade, 10th grade. Me and my partner DJ K Nice, we bought some equipment, started doing basement parties. You know what I mean? That was where it was at. We DJ Money Mike. Okay, so a lot of people old school know DJ Money Mike, and that's MIC. Just so you know, MIC, because that evolved into more. But anyway,
not from the movie, right? You weren't in the movie, right?
No, I was way before that. They were talking the 80s.
I
literally, yeah. I got labeled that back in high school. That was my DJ.
You were the original.
Yeah, so doing basement parties and all the parties, it was just fun. And it was before it was cool. I was a DJ before hip hop was cool, before DJing was cool. Everybody wants to be a DJ now if you got a laptop or, whatever. Back then it was the Technique 1200s and the crates of records. Kind of like I said, I was paying attention to your interview on Wednesday with Make Love. I'll tell you what, it was work back in the day.
Right.
It took It took like 3 or 4 people to put on an event, and you got 6, 7 crates of records. Yeah, you brought your own speakers, you brought your turntables, your mixers, your amps, whatever you needed a whole crew now.
Yeah, don't forget a cord, and don't forget one of your cords.
People just roll up now with a backpack, like, hey, I'm a DJ, and I'm like, wait,
where's your
let me tell you what a DJ used to do, So,
right.
But started doing that, started doing the proms, the homecomings, but then it ventured out and started getting into the clubs, and it actually took off. Me, like I said, my partner K Nice, that's my man. Shout out to DJ K Nice, that's my big brother. We've been doing this for a long time, and it kind of morphed into he got a studio started in his basement. We started making beats down in his basement. And next thing you know, 1995, we co-founded Richter Scale Records. So we had our own record label. I moved to Southgate in 99, but I turned my garage into a full recording studio. So we was having the who's who of Detroit hip hop.
You dived right in
the basement. I mean, not the basement, not his basement. When we started doing it here at the garage,
Yeah.
So 7 days a week, I got recordings going on. People staying 2-3 days in a row, stacking up pizza boxes. It got frustrating at times, but we always trying to accomplish the same thing. But I started producing. Then I was a rapper for a couple years. Money Mike actually put out an EP back in like 97.
Shit!
Yeah,
we got to find that album.
We got to find that. I want to hear that.
Back when you used to go to disc makers and get your stuff made, they used to make you a website called UIMA, but you could still look it up. Like Boomerangs was one of my tracks, and you can actually look them up. They're still floating around there. So trust me, for a little bit of entertainment when you ain't got nothing else going on, look up Money Mike, and you'll find a couple tracks out there floating around. But they were good at the time. It was like,
I bet
we had fun. Yeah. So that, and then that morphed into hooking up with a lot of Detroit artists, and like I was telling Drake, we spent a lot of time down at St. Andrews, back in the pre-Eminem days when he was just Eminem.
Yeah.
He was another rapper that was out there killing it. He was an icon even at St. Andrews. Everyone knew. DJ House Shoes, DJ Q, Proof was, the mayor, man. He regulated everything.
Oh, DJ Q. Me and him go way back.
Yeah. So, but every Friday night, you couldn't wait to get to St. Andrews and all that, man. That
right? Yeah, that was the place.
And then we connected with a lot of artists, and then I remember what year, right around 2000, we started putting on events around 2000, 2001. I bought DetroitHipHop.com, and I still own it to this day. It's defunct, but
shit.
DetroitHipHop.com.
Are you URL sitting? Are you waiting for somebody to buy that?
I don't know. It's close to my heart because I put so many years into it. Right. If the right person or the right someone connected to Detroit wanted to really take it and grow with it, I would sit down and
sell it. You're not trying to sell it.
I would for the right situation, not to just anyone that wants to throw money, but someone that really wants to do something. Because, like I said, me,
with a purpose. Somebody with a purpose.
And Kenny, we put a lot of time. We started the Detroit Hip Hop Awards. So for like 5 or 6 years, we did the Detroit Hip Hop. Yeah, we did Hockey Town State Theater, which is now Fillmore.
Fillmore,
We were doing some big events. Like we brought DJ Kid Capri in. We
I
brought
think
DJ
I went
Q.
to one of your DJ. I think I went to one of the Detroit Hip Hop Awards.
Yeah, that was us.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was
That's
great.
awesome.
I tell you, my most memorable event that we ever did was it was right after Proof and Jay Dilla kind of passed within the same time frame, and we had that upcoming Hip Hop Awards. We did it at St. Andrews. We had about 2,000 people there, and it was streaming live online. We had a company come in. I forget what they were called. They were streaming it. They were showing us all the stats. We got Germany and Japan, and it was amazing.
Oh, wow.
The best part about it, we did a tribute to Proof and Jay Dilla. So you had DJ House Shoes playing all of, like Jay Dilla's tracks, and then we had DJ Salam Rec, which was D12's DJ, playing all of Proof's tracks, and they were going track by track. There was about 100 guys on stage. It was
recording.
What's that?
You have that recording?
Segments of it, not the whole event, but there's floating around certain segments, a lot of photos and that. But I wish I had the whole thing recorded, and I don't. But I'm gonna tell you what, it's recorded right here, and the people that were a part of that event will never forget the event.
They'll never forget that.
There was a dry eye. There was not a dry eye in the venue. Not everybody was just crying and they were so involved with the music. You know what I'm saying? It was like everybody was connected. That's what I loved about it at the time. All the rappers, all the DJs, all the producers was one unit. Like everyone was a movement, and we kind of had the the backbone of it with the website and with the awards and that. We were really making things happen. We were, I was sending beats out to like if you guys remember, like Your Mama, that show on MTV Raps and all that. Yes. I was sending beats out from Detroit's producers, and they were actually using some of the beats and
nice.
Like Fat Father from Fat Killer. Shout out to Fat Father. Yeah. I tried to get Fats. Me and Fats linked up, and he was close to being considered for being B.I.G. in the Notorious movie. He was considered.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, we've done so much awesome stuff. We did shows with Obi Trice and Nate Dogg and KRS-One, and I'll never forget all that. But yeah, there's trust me, that's a whole nother interview project. You know what I'm saying? We can get into a lot.
Right.
But
so you stepped away from the music industry, and you said, hey, you know what? I need to start. He has a family. He has three children. They're growing up. And so you kind of step away. And I know at the time you said you were married. So you're like, hey, you know what? I need to start putting actual consistent money on the table. Right. So you turn into like, hey, you know what? Let me start. I know you said you were doing side hustles and stuff like that. So when did you really start getting to the real estate game?
So real estate, probably right around when it took a major crash back in 2008.
Right.
I never got into the real estate side as a realtor. It didn't click just then, but I was working with a couple partners I was working with that were investors, and I helped for years go out and find these off-market houses for investors because the market crashed. They're buying, $150,000 houses for 15, 20, 30 grand. So that's what originally got me started, was helping investors find houses, go look at them for them, tell them which ones to buy. So that started the whole fire, I guess. But I was nowhere near saying, hey, I think I want to be a realtor at that point. I was more just an entrepreneur, a businessman, grinding with other business people, just helping them, get involved in making money. And so then I started getting involved with like the foreclosures. I was going to like the auctions and that, and, recouping all that information and sharing that with other investors. So right around, I had a couple of agents that were ahead of me. They're like, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? And finally, I'm like, I think it's time. So like 2014, I'm like, yeah, it's time. So late 2014, I started studying. I took my course. So like February of 2015 is when I finally became a real estate agent. So it'll be 7 years in February that I've been actually involved in real estate as a realtor. So It hasn't been that long, but so long enough to get some momentum going. And that's my passion. I mean, I've been in music. I'm heavy into sports. It took me a while to realize that real estate is my calling. It's my passion. It's what I'm meant to do, because there's so much involved. People just think it's buying, selling real estate. Man, you're changing people's lives. you're helping people
it's a relationship with people. Your connection with them.
Yeah. I say there's like your three biggest things. You're getting married, having a child, and buying a house. Those are like your three biggest events in your life. And I'm not an ordained minister, so I can't marry you. I'm not an OB or a doctor, so I can't help you have a child, but I can help you find and buy your dream house for you and your family. So that right there, to me, is huge. I love being a part of people's lives, their future, their kids, and it's more than just finding houses and buying and selling. I really take pride and passion into helping people with lifelong decisions.
That's so awesome. I love that. I love that. Such a great vibe.
God, I lost my train of thought. So you said,
I know, that was just such awesome. I'm like, damn, he got us all in our fields.
Right.
Amazing. You're great.
You take your real estate license because you say this is your calling and all that good stuff. And then definitely, we talked off there. Congratulations. He just recently became a broker. So congratulations.
Yes,
I know
congratulations.
you talked about it. I mean, what an intense test, right? Like you said, 90 minutes.
Well, actually, the test was longer. Honestly, the test was way longer than that. It was a 90-hour course. First, you got to take the course.
Okay.
Once you get certified, you pass the course. Then, like I said, you schedule your actual broker's test, and I'll tell you, like the 7 to 10 days before it, you got a prep exam, and you got all these notes and references. I probably put 35, 40 hours in about a week just to cram to take that test because I'm a one and done guy. I'm trying to get it. I'm not trying, there's a lot of brokers. It's expensive. And some brokers take 2, 3, 4, 5 times just till they finally pass it. So
that's me. I think 2, 3, 4 times.
Yeah. It's very common. I talk to other brokers and it takes multiple times to do it. So 125 questions, multiple choice. Some of them have 8 potential answers. You know what I mean? Some is a whole paragraph long, and 90% of the paragraph is so irrelevant to what they're actually looking for to try to trick you. So
trip you up.
If you think you're just going to coast in and you're going to pass the test, odds are you're not going to pass the test. You have to know what you're talking about, and it's a big deal to be a broker. I mean, you're liable. You have agents under you. You have your own business. There's liability. So if you're not educated or knowledgeable in what you're doing, you can make big mistakes legally. You could cost yourself your license or agents under you or your business. You don't want to do that. So I understand the intensity of it, and it's just to help you to make sure in the long run, you know what you're doing and you don't screw yourself. Yep.
So what is going on?
I have a question. When you take the test, do they how many are you allowed to miss, or do they tell you what you've missed? And
just one question.
Oh, sorry.
What?
That's it. You only can miss one question, and then you're
good.
No, it's 125 questions, and you have to get 90 right. So I think it's 75%.
I'm like, damn, one?
I think it's
okay.
Yeah.
Do they tell you?
So if you fail, I mean, I don't know, but I've heard if you fail, they tell you what you got, what your percentage was. But if you pass, all you get is just a piece of paper that says.
And they don't tell you which ones you got wrong?
No. They don't get into it doesn't get into the test at all. It's literally if you pass, all it says is pass. If you fail, it says fail. And I think it gives you what your percentage was. That's it.
Ain't that anxiety?
It's so it took me, I think they give you, I'm trying to think, like 3.5 hours to do. And I'm like, that shouldn't take nowhere. It took me about 2 hours and 45 minutes to actually submit my test. Yeah. Cause you start overthinking.
Right.
You can leave some and go back to them. So it's like, now you're like, wait, I thought I knew that, but sometimes you can beat yourself up. Yeah. Eventually. But yeah, about 2 hours and 45 minutes I took on the test.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I'm terrible at tests. Like you can ask me verbally, but I'm like, because I know those tests, they try to gear you towards, hey, this is the right question, but that's actually not the right question. It's this one over here. So
I agree.
I'm not terrible at tests.
I'm not the biggest fan of it either, but when it's where it's like you're invested financially and, for your career, it's like you got to just suck it up and do what you need. And I trust
you got to step up.
It too. I'm like, I don't even want to hear, don't even, second guess yourself. Just focus and nail it, and then you don't have to worry about it ever again.
I'd be playing information while I'm sleeping,
right?
Trying to get it programmed. I'm one of those people. I listen to shit while I'm sleeping.
Yeah. It's funny because when I took my realtor's license, when I took my realtor's course 6.5 years ago, I took the course. I took 66 pages of notes. I'm off to the side just typing away, but you're retaining it as you're typing it. Yeah. Once I started doing the prep for the exam, I never went back and read any of my notes. I was so focused on the test. But I think they always say, like, I told you about
when you write and read it, you retain it easier.
And I told you, like, the Tony Robbins thing that we talked about. He says write everything down. You retain it just by writing it. So those are things I've learned or whatever. But
I think I'm really thinking about taking my real estate license again. And that's the thing is, like, that I need those tad bits, those gold nuggets to say, oh, okay, this is what you need to do.
Right.
I'm like I said.
Well, like I say, but that's my prime example. I took 66 pages of notes. So I took the time to process it and put it down. It was only on my laptop, but just by me taking the time to put that together like that, I absorbed that knowledge and, retained a lot of it. So I, just by actually taking notes. It was
I learned that in the Tony Robbins Awaken the Giant. Mm-hmm. That his audio that I was listening to, and then the Unleash Yourself, I think it's called. Yeah. Man, that ever since then, I'm like, I need a notebook. Yeah. So I have a notebook for each audible I listen to, so that I can go back to that one and take notes from there, and that it's always just stuck with me. If if you believe it, you can achieve it, but you must write it down.
Yeah.
You must write it down.
I've learned that recently because I'm the same way.
Mm-hmm.
This is me when I take a test. This is me.
That's great.
Oh, that's funny.
You better have a big eye patch, Drake.
I know that's right. And here we go.
That's classic.
Yeah, he should have just had it written on his cast.
Right.
Oh, he pulls it out. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, does he?
He pulls it out, and he's got answers everywhere. So.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so that's the gist of it. It was intense. It was thorough, but if you dig in, if you really want to, you get it knocked out. I mean, it's not impossible, and it's one time. Once you get it, you're good to go. So I can chalk that off the list, move on to my next, goals. And
so once you pass it, you don't have to retake that.
Well, there's continued education that all agents and brokers have to take. But once you're a broker,
right,
you're pretty much you're a licensed broker, so you don't have to retake that ever again, unless you go to another state or
right.
So
right.
So as a broker, now you have people underneath you, right? So how many agents do you currently have underneath you?
So I just started with my expansion. Currently, I have 3 agents under me. I have a handful more that are in the process of coming over. I've hired a personal assistant. I've hired an onboarding specialist when they join my team. Okay. She'll work the whole progress. So I'm not like these big offices that got 50 people under them. One day I'm going to be soon, now that my focus being a broker. You're not just a realtor, you're a full-blown business, so you have to handle every aspect of it, and that is building the best team that you can, Right. So right now, like I said, I have 3 under me. I got a personal assistant, I got an onboarding specialist, but I'm talking to a handful of agents about coming on board soon now. So it's going pretty good. It's going, I can't complain.
Like I said, we got to get Alex. We got to get the license. We got to get.
I told you, he hit me up a couple months ago, or it was a while ago, inquire, and I said, I'll talk to you whenever you're ready, and so when he's ready, I'll definitely guide him through.
Yeah. So, I've been in sales pretty much all my life. You know what I mean? And I don't say, I don't want to say what I sold in the 90s, but knows what I sold in the 90s. So I had an escort service. So my mom said I was a
we all kind of sold a few things in the 90s, right?
So, I sold so many things. I've been into sales. I sold this to everything from cable. I've sold everything, and I've sold real estate and everything. So it is such a challenge because I've had people underneath me, like you said, you brought agents in, and it always the biggest thing is bringing people underneath you because they don't have the same mentality as you, right? They're not going to hustle as hard as you. They're not going to do those things. They're not going to work those long hours. They're not going to put in the work. So when you're doing this selection process, how difficult it is, or because you can definitely have a shitload of agents, right? You could just put onboard anybody, right? You could just, I'm going to onboard 75 people. Hopefully I got like 10 or 15 workhorses out of that. So when you're as a broker, are you saying like, hey, you know what? I want to be more selective with my guys, or do you just hire a shitload, a ton of people and say, hopefully I got a couple people out of there and couple of them come to me and say, hey, can you take me under your wing? How does that, as a broker, how does that, your mindset work like that? Because to me, like I said, I used to have 25 guys under me, but it would only have that 5 or 7 guys that were really hustlers that were going to make you money. Then the rest of them were duds. Right. So what is that? How challenging is that? Because like I said, you can be as driven as you want, but if you don't got these people underneath you that are driven, they're not going to make you money, right? It's all about who's going to make you money at the time. They're going to make themselves money, and they're going to make you money.
Right. So I have a great answer for that. It's not only that I'm selling myself, but it's my main broker, which is eXp Realty. What they offer is part of the reason people aren't. At first phase, people see me out there working and doing what I'm doing. I've got a lot of people to reach out. Hey, I really respect. I see your grind. I'd like to learn from you, or, I'd like to work alongside of you, things like that. But eXp offers so much more. So it's not just me that they're buying into. They're buying into the model of eXp because everybody that joins eXp is considered an owner.
Right.
There's revenue share, there's stock, options. There's all these opportunities. So it's a twofold where no one's not completely just buying into me as myself. That has a lot to do with it. I'm the mouthpiece, or the front man of the brand.
The face of them for the
yeah. And they see that I'm doing because of me being with EXP and the resources and the team, because it's unbelievable where you get support from all the way up from the founder and CEO all the way down to
nice.
The person that just started next week. But that allows me to be successful. So when people see me doing well, selling real estate out there, every time I turn around, wow, you're doing great, you're doing this, you're doing yeah, it takes a lot of hours, but it's the horse behind me that's allowing me to excel to the level that I'm trying to excel. So when someone comes in, they're intrigued by me and respect my work ethic and want to work alongside me or within my team or within my office or me and my own book that's going to be open soon. But they're buying into the model too, because they see why I'm successful. Yeah,
right.
Great people person.
They get that, they see that, and that's that motivation for them.
Yeah. And it's so, I've been with big box companies. I started with Real Estate One, and then I went to a smaller company. Shout out to Tom Long and Clint Wheeler and all these people. When I first got started, they took me in. Then I moved over to a small, local company, Gap Realty, and shout out to Alex Pandoff. He helped me along there. But when EXP came along, it was a different ballgame that allows you to take your business from here and just wherever you want it to go. It's up to you. It's up to you.
You can scale it as much as you want at that point.
Yeah. So I just went to Dallas last week for a couple of days because EXP put on the event, like I was telling you guys.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
It was a Tony Robbins event, and it was exclusive EXP Realty. So he said he's never done an event for one company. It's always bigger, broader than that. And
right.
Brent Stanford, our founder, brought him in, or Brent Gove, they brought him in to actually speak to strictly EXP, which was, it was awesome.
I just got goosebumps. I wasn't even there, and I just got goosebumps.
I came home ready to just take over the world. You know what I mean?
Man, I bet. You're like, I can do anything. I am amazing.
It was, but there was so many other people that took the stage that are successful within our company that, like I said, the platform and the model is just, it's so rock solid for you to be successful. If you got that drive, you got the vision. And me and Drake talked this morning. It's like not everybody has that big picture vision, you know.
Yeah.
Some people are content with selling X amount with a local office and just they're cool, they're okay with that. But some people
that's
see,
fine.
but some people see the opportunity to really take it to the next level. And you know, because people always ask me, wow, man, you're doing good, and it's like, it's not about the money to me. I don't care how much money. Are you trying to make $50 million? No, I don't even care about the money.
Of following your passion. That comes with it. That's an automatic.
But to back that, yeah, it's what I love and what I want to do. But what am I doing? I'm building a legacy and a future for my family, because it's longevity. You know, when we do rev share and I got people underneath me and we're all making money, that doesn't go away. Those are monthly checks that rev share checks are coming in my.
I'm going to stop you there. That's
right.
That you're talking about that. And I know you said you worked for the big box and then now you're working for EXP. You guys have a rev share involved? Because that's the biggest thing when you're selling real estate. Once you sold the house, you're done. You're not going to make any more money off of that, right? You're done. Like you know what I mean? Like, you know,
on to the next one.
The insurance industry, and you know, I like my residual checks, right? So now you're saying rev share. So there's a rev share in EXP. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, tell us about that.
That's the beautiful thing about it. The rev share is, we're all about growing. That's why everybody from top to bottom's helping each other, because when one grows, everybody's growing. So in the rev share, so the funny part, you know, your old school brokers like, oh, you guys are a pyramid scheme. You know, you guys are MLM.
Yeah.
That's the way they look at it. Okay.
Right. Because they're stuck in the old mind frame and the old model, and they don't want to expand.
I mean, you're one and done.
They don't want to research the difference.
When you sell, you're done. Like you're never going to get any more money from it. You might buy it back in the future, but that's it.
Right. Well, here's the catch. Profit share and revenue share is two completely different things. Profit share, okay, profit share, I'm your broker, Drake. You sell a house, okay, you get paid your cut. I'm the big dog. I get my money, but they take money that you would have made and they take a portion of your money and they pay the guy that brought you in. So you're paying that guy instead of the company paying you. That's profit share. Okay. Rev share, you sold a house, you get your money, the broker gets our money, and then they pay the people that are the sponsors above the others up. The EXP pays the money, not the person. So it's not like the broker is accountable for the revenue share that comes downstream, not the agent that sold the house, that the money just goes from A to C, and B, which is the broker, stays out of it and just collects his money. So that's why everybody's invested in each other. The more I do, I know other people are making money off me because EXP is paying them, not me. So everybody wants.
You're a team. You're a team. There's no I. Right.
Then,
you're a
so
team.
your rev share. You know what I'm saying? So if I got one person under me or 100 people, I mean, dude, I went to this conference and I won't get into details of people's names. There's people in their organization. They got 12, 14, 15,000 people underneath them. So if you do the math on average, listen, some of the big dogs over there, they're making close to $1 million a month for the rest of their life.
That's amazing.
Not for a new motto. Is this allowed in all the different states? Because I know certain laws are different, but is this a new motto in a real estate? I've never heard of it.
That's why we're the fastest growing brokerage in the world. I mean, our 10-year plan is to have 1 million agents in 100 countries. Wait, 1 million agents.
So when a big box company, looks at you like a Century 21, I mean, are they shaking their head like, nah, we're, you know?
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing.
So do they consider you a multi-level marketing real estate agency? Because there's a difference between a pyramid scheme and a multi-level marketing.
Correct.
There's a huge difference. And I've been in MLM for a long time. Sure. So and not everybody gets that model, gets that mind frame. So do they consider you that or no? You know what I am? I'm an owner of the company. I own part of EXP Realty, and everybody underneath the umbrella is an owner. It's an agent owner. Yeah. You're not in a pyramid scheme. Everybody, you're not just shuffling money in between the people at the bottom and nobody here is accountable. You know what I mean? And that's the same with multi-level marketing and sales in general. You're the owner of your own entity. Right. You build your own team. Pyramid, again, only the guy at the top eats.
Sure.
So and it's funny how they've trained people to think that anything multi-level marketing or anything that has a team that you build together is considered a pyramid, when really look at all of the companies out there that these people get up every morning, they go to work for, right? They punch a clock, and who's eating? Not them. They're living check to check while the big guy is eating off what they get. But that's how they've trained people to think in this box and in this reversed, way. So I think that's amazing. That your company sounds incredible. I love it.
And then we're publicly traded on top of it. So
they're not here in Phoenix. So is there a reason why they're not?
Oh yeah, they are.
They are.
I haven't
I'll put you in touch with some Phoenix. I'm gonna put you in touch with Chuck Fazio. Look up Chuck Fazio.
Okay.
He's got the biggest team in EXP. They're unbelievable. Chuck Fazio is in Arizona.
They just don't advertise. You're not a Century One where you're advertising.
Oh yeah, I mean we're no different. Here's the best part. So we're cloud based. We're not brick and mortar like your KWs.
Okay. So yeah,
cloud based.
Any of the buildings, I haven't seen any brick and mortar.
There is offices, but you don't have to have an office.
You don't have to have them.
I work from my home. Like I do 99.9% of my business from my home office.
Okay.
So cloud based. So here's this is how you can put it in perspective. We are what Uber is to Yellow Cab.
Okay.
Uber don't own one vehicle.
Right.
We are what Netflix was to Blockbuster Video.
Right.
Netflix doesn't own one studio. See what I'm saying? We are what Amazon was to JCPenney.
Right.
Amazon has distribution. They don't have retail stores.
No. Well, now they have one here.
Okay. Well, see, we just have humongous, huge
warehouses, right?
We got one in Scottsdale. All the Scottsdale Snobdales have to have.
They have to get themselves a store.
They got all the top 10 most selling, and you go in there. They don't have everything. It's a retail location. It's kind of fun to go.
I get it. And then the last example, they say we're the Airbnb of the hotel and vacation. They don't own a hotel.
Love it.
But they're the most successful, just like EXP. We're cloud based. We can do anything anywhere. We're not limited. There's no ceiling. Yeah.
That's
when I got excited, and that's why I said I've done a lot.
You out here about to get me to get my realtor's license.
Hey,
I'm like, this sounds amazing.
You're not only a realtor, you're a business owner, and you can get as big as you want. When I saw these people up there and they're putting their numbers on the board, and they've only been in the business 1, 2, 3, 4 years with EXP. It's not a long-term development. You get in and you're hungry, and you get the models, and these people are teaching every day. They're doing learning video, Zoom calls. They'll teach anybody how to be successful, because the bigger we are, each person is successful, the bigger we are as one unit, and it's unbelievable to be a part of it. It's so exciting, and it's so it just gets you going. You know what I mean? So when you talk to these people, and they're just normal people, just like me and you, they're no different.
Yeah.
You can pick up the phone and call any of them. They'll talk to your people. Hey, I'm talking to a broker. He's considering coming over. He's got 60 agents. Yeah. Set up a call tomorrow. I'll talk to him.
And that's awesome too, to have people that are relatable. Cause I remember back in the day, real estate agents were intimidating, right? Brokers were intimidating. You're like, oh fuck, I don't want to call this person. I'm just, they make me nervous. They got this bougie ass attitude. I dated a realtor for a minute, and his head was fucking huge. He was seriously, literally, how do you even get your head in the car when we go out on dates? Cause it's that fucking big. Right. And we would go to company events, right? Not even events, because he had really cool, his broker was super fucking cool. He's on, I'm not going to mention names, but he's on lots of billboards in Michigan. And I would hang out with them and him and the broker and his wife. And, but we would go to places even if we went bowling, right? But they were so uptight, even bowling, that's all they talked about. They were just intimidating. And I'm confident in who I am, but being around them, I was like, man, I feel stupid.
I know what you mean.
These people are they think they're the smartest people on fucking earth in this little group.
And success, I guess success in that, everyone acts a little bit different when they get. And I'm not. Here's my whole thing. I'm the first one to tell you. I'm so grounded. Like I'm just now the tip of the iceberg of where I plan to go. I haven't told people, but I've always told everyone, hey, I'm a realtor. I'm a realtor. I've done so many things on the side that people don't even know.
Right.
I got a full-time job last year selling liquor for a national distributor that unless you was involved with me or you were one of my, my customers or one of the owners that I went and did business with, nobody really knew because it wasn't my passion. I was good at it. I could sell you, I could sell you anything, but
that's the entrepreneurial, that's the entrepreneurial spirit though too. Like we're all entrepreneurs. So when people, I hate when somebody says, well, what do you do? It's like, what don't I do? Right. There's a lot. Right. It would be easier to just write down the things I don't have experience in because, man, we're going to be here for a long time. And then what's your passion? You're like, oh, that's just a whole nother topic. But and I know tons of realtors, and I have a lot that are super cool and all that. But like I said, back in the day, man, so intimidating. So it's nice to know that, a new wave of people and mindsets are coming into that and really just, leveling the playing field for everybody to feel comfortable to come on in and all flourish. That's awesome.
I agree 100%.
Like this, this is what she's picturing.
Likewise, AIDA. Get mad, you son of a bitches. Get mad.
Real estate takes brass balls to sell.
Yes. It's like, calm down. We're at a Christmas party.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
No, is that
totally like that.
Yeah,
totally. Right. I'm like, fuck, dude, we're at a Christmas party. This is really heavy. Like, can we just vote on the best Christmas sweater already?
Right.
We're going a different direction. I know you're heavily into sports.
Yeah.
Son plays baseball. What university is that?
So when he graduated 2018, he was a 3-sport athlete. He played baseball, basketball, and football. He was all-state dream team in the state of Michigan. He got to play Comerica Park in the East-West All-Star game, which was great. He got a scholarship at the time to go play Division I at Oakland University. So he spent 2 years there. It didn't really work out the way we wanted. So just this past year, he transferred over to Madonna University, and he actually had a really good year. So he's playing at Madonna currently, and he's doing really well. So
did I miss the high school? Where did he go to high school?
Southgate Anderson.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Southgate Anderson. So, but yeah, that's what we say about sports, coaching and all that. I coached him in baseball and basketball ever since he was like 7 or 8. And there was a time I had to go, son, I did all I can do for you. Come on now. You got to go to the next level now. So, he's playing, he's working hard every day. He's very committed. I'm very proud of him. He's still trying to get drafted. So, he still has a chance. So he's working hard every day, and that's his plan to play.
Madonna's a great school too.
It is. It's a very.
My son went to Olivet. Madonna's a great. Yeah, he's football though. Football and lacrosse.
That's a good big football school. Olivet. A lot of people go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good school.
So, what is the process of somebody that's playing baseball now? Now he's at Madonna. So, what's the process? Is he trying to play for a minor league team, or is he trying to go right to the majors? What's the how does that?
There's a couple steps. Like you can get drafted right out of high school when you're 18, and then they technically can't draft you until you're 21, which is almost like your junior year or whatever. So, which he's a COVID junior this year because that COVID year was kind of a wash.
Right.
So at that point, you're still getting looked at, and there's so many. Not even just professional baseball. I know a couple players that are playing on minor league teams, independent leagues. There's money to be made. You can play pro ball on so many different levels. So you might not get drafted to the bigs and be playing for the Tigers or whatever, but there's so many other ways that you can actually go and make that still your path, your career playing ball for many years. So I know a handful of kids that are still playing and making money to play. So it's kind of a unique situation. Of course, everyone wants to play, in MLB, but there's other ways that you can actually further your career and make it your job that, you enjoy. So that's kind of how it is. If you want to get drafted right out of high school and then you have that second tier, but they'll pick you up. You can still get signed to minor league deals. There's so much going on that the opportunity.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah.
And what position does he play?
He's a center fielder, and he's a beast. He runs like the wind. He crushes.
And he's a beast. I love it. I love it.
He's like 6'2", 220, and he's just he's like a
brick shit house. I love it.
Bryce Harper kind of player.
What's his batting average?
He batted .378 last year. He led the team in first and second in every offensive category on the team. So he led in home runs, stolen bases. He was like second in average. He had a really good year. So he struggled a little bit at Oakland. So it was refreshing for him to see a new scenery and a new opportunity. So they opened up, say, come on, we want you. And, it was a good year. So hopefully he builds on that this year. So,
okay.
That's
so
awesome.
we're going to jump over to the Tigers.
What
do you think? I'll ask you two questions.
Mhm.
So Miggy just hits his, 500 and 501 now or whatever. So how many home runs does he end up hitting before he's got 2 more years left on his deal?
Right. Yeah.
How many more home runs does he hit?
He just announced he wants to play 2 more seasons. Mickey, man, he's a beast. I mean, he's been doing it for years, and he is Mr. Baseball in Detroit. I don't know, in 2 years. I mean, he's not in cruise control. He's just out there loving and having fun. He's got a young core around him, so he's a huge mentor to these young kids that they're bringing on. Because I think the youth movement that they have is very promising. To have someone like Miggy in the dugout with them is amazing. But I think he's good for probably 20 to 25. I think I'd probably say he's still got maybe like 550, 560. I would think. I don't think it's going to be nothing crazy, but I'd give him another 20 or 30. Probably a year for the next 2 years before he calls it quits.
So he doesn't hit that 600 club.
I don't think he's going to make 600.
Okay.
No, unfortunately. But then you think like Barry Bonds and all them.
If I say 530.
Oh yeah, so you said 5. Yeah, I say 550 because he might hit a few more. I'd give him 20 or so average, give or take 5 for the next 2 years. Hopefully, if he stays healthy. Just let him DH and just let him hit bombs and enjoy life. I mean, he could have went somewhere and tried to snag a ring real quick before he retired, and he chose to stay here. So, I give him a lot of respect for that.
So, I mean, here's another question. I don't mean to throw you. So, Verlanders have talked about coming back and retiring as a Tiger. What's your thoughts on that?
Verlander was great. I mean, I'm glad that he went out and was able to get his rings, and he got to play in the World Series for us, but they came up short. But I like Verlander. I think he's a great player, and if they want to come back, that just shows respect to the city and to the organization. To me, he could go anywhere or stay where he's at. And if he wants to come back to Detroit and retire a Tiger, to me, that's a positive.
it says a lot.
Yeah, it does. It's like
it says a lot about the organization.
When I get hung up in in the Hall of Fame, I want to have that Old English D on there. So I like that. I think that's promising. I like that.
Okay. So what do you think of the Tigers, having a horrible season last year? We've been in a rebuilding stage, since 86? So
no.
What do you think? A lot of young, great players. Do we make a run next year? I mean, we dipped into second. We're back into third again. But, I mean, at least we're winning games. We might win a couple games and lose 4. But, I mean, what is your thoughts on the Tigers?
Because they're young, they got a lot of grit. Like, they don't give up. And they're pulling out games that a typical team would just throw in a towel, I think, and, just kind of say we're losing, where they're coming back. I love the pitching. They got a strong core in the bullpen. Their starting rotation is strong. If they just continue to keep building on what they have with the youth, I think they get another good draft and maybe grab another couple free agents and some of these prospects pan out. I mean, they could be making it to the postseason. I think next season. They got to be a little more consistent. They're up and down, but they get hot and then they dip for a while. But if they can be a little bit more consistent, beef that not really beef. I don't want them going out and just snagging people, but I think they're doing good. Their last couple of years of drafts, I think, have started to pan out. And I think, that pitching, You know, it isn't like when we had David Price and Scherzer and all that. When they had that rotation, that rotation was amazing.
Right.
But they got a young core that's actually really good. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do. I'm just like I'm excited to see what the Pistons do. I know I'm jumping over, but
I got a last question for you. So Jack Morris makes these racial comments as an announcer, professional broadcaster. Otani says, you know what? I don't really care. What's your thoughts? Was it right for the Tigers to suspend him indefinitely, be making those comments? Because we talked about it. He sounded like Elmer Fudd. He really didn't have a Chinese accent, right? So, you know what I mean? So what's your thought?
He was trying, but it was an epic fail on his. If you're gonna try to insult somebody or impersonate him, at least have the right voice to do it. But it was terrible.
Right. And I guess at the end of the day, like, what was his intentions? Was he really trying to disrespect them? Maybe, but I don't know, because like you said, it was a poor attempt to whatever he was trying to do.
Exactly.
But I think the decision from the organization, because nowadays, man, you really there's sensitive people out there nowadays.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't say nothing wrong. You can't really do nothing wrong. It's like, so did they do it because they honestly felt that Jack Morris was 100% wrong and deserved something that extensive? I'm not sure. But for the fan base to kind of not ruffle feathers, because like I said, everybody's uber sensitive nowadays. You know, everybody, you know, when I grew up, I remember everyone being kind of tough skinned, and, you know, people would, you know, throw, you know, comments or, you know, just talk crap back and
impersonate people and imitate them. I kind of looked at it though. I tried to look at it from both angles, and I thought to myself, well, if he had a stutter and he imitated him with a stutter, that's kind of making fun of him too, right? So you got to look at it. Was he making fun of his nationality? Was he making fun of his race? Was he making fun of his disability? Was he making fun of his cognitive, you know, his impairment or not impairment? Like, so bottom line, you just don't do that, right?
And that's why I think at the end of the day, he's looking at, he obviously regrets it. I'm sure he does. It's like, you're on a public pedestal. Everyone's hearing every word that you say.
I feel like this is something he's probably been doing for a very long time throughout the, you know, the organization and his time there. So I'm sure a lot of people probably weren't surprised, you know?
I mean, maybe we really don't know him like that. You never know. Maybe some of his true colors kind of came out that we're not aware of. You know, there's so many variables that could come into play. Unfortunately, it was a huge mistake, and I'm sure he regrets it. If he could take it back, he would change it. Did he really want to be, you know, disrespectful and damaging? Maybe, maybe not. But I think from the organization
standpoint, I don't think he thought about it. I think he's probably, I think he's so used to just being this person and who automatically goes to do these things that I don't think he really thought about it until he was called on his shit, right? I don't think he did it out of direct malice. I don't even know if that's a thing, right? You know, like I don't think he really thinks of his behavior as inappropriate.
Right. But unfortunately, he represents the Tigers organization.
Absolutely.
And they have to handle it accordingly. And I don't disagree. I mean, and definitely is, you know, it's a long time, but, you know, the degree of the impact, even though, you know, they said it was no big deal and they wasn't offended. But the point is, you know, other people. So,
and, you know, we'll go back to the question of the rebuilding process. And I wanted to bring this up to you because I know you're a big baseball fan. So Avila being at the helm, do you think that's been our problem in the last, you know, since what's his name stepped down?
Yeah. You know, it's funny because he'll do some good things and then, you know, you kind of get a little bit of hope. And then next thing you know, it blows up in his face. And then we take 3 steps back. And then who else? I mean, he's the person to blame. It's usually whether it is him or not. And, you know, on every level, there's always that guy that it might not be all him, but when the hammer comes down on somebody, you know, that's the person it is. So honestly, I think he's expendable for sure to me. I thought he should have went, you know, a couple years ago at least. But then you come back now and he has a young core and he's doing good. So of course he's gonna be like, hey, look what I did. You know, he's trying to rebuild his credibility. He's like, hey, look at these young guys I brought in, and look at this pitching staff that I have. This is me.
Right. So me.
Yeah. So it goes like this. It goes.
As long as you don't bring his son back as a catcher, right?
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
we'll move on to the Pistons.
Yes.
We draft somebody. We don't have. So is the NBA scathed? We don't get a draft pick for 50 years, 1970.
right.
Are we scathed? Like, how did we go 50 years without getting a number one pick? But we get a young guy. It was all geared up to before. I'm like, man, are we gonna pick the right guy, or do we go and fuck it up and get like Dumar's got whatever his name is, Darko? You know what I mean? Do we fuck up and get a Carmelo Anthony? So what?
Actually, Drake. Actually, that draft, it was Carmelo, it was D Wade, it was Chris Bosh. All of them got passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't take any of those guys.
Miney,
Yeah.
Mo. Yeah, we'll get this guy. Yeah.
Right.
So they picked somebody that I thought they were gonna pick. They end up picking him. He's pretty talented. What's your thoughts on the Pistons? Because we've been, I think since 2006, I think we've been rebuilding. They had to get rid of all Dumar's bad decisions. He wasn't a bad GM, but you know what I mean? He got us a championship. But now here we are, 2021, and now we're finally, making stride.
So first and foremost, I do love the pick. I'm a huge Cade fan. I got my jersey coming in the mail. I wanted to wear it today. It just hasn't made it yet, but I was going to represent with my Cade jersey. I was telling you earlier, I got my 10-game package, my future stars package. I want to go there. I'm excited because to me, they're not similar to the Tigers, but they got that young core that they got huge potential. I mean, they got, when you got players that are making first and second team all rookie, and they're making the Olympic team and the Olympic select team. It's like we got something good going on. And then you bring in a player with the caliber of Cade. It's if he pans out anywhere to what everybody's saying, and some people say, oh, he's the next Durant, he's the next LeBron, he's this and that and the other. Even if we just get, just the player that's what's expected of him, I think it's going to be a huge push for us. And I'm actually excited. I'm a humongous Pistons fan. When we did the run, I was at the championship game. I was at the game when we beat the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. I was at the Toronto Raptors game when we beat them in round one. I was at the game when we beat it was great. So I'm a huge Piston fan, even back to Bad Boys, and all that. But I'm excited about what they're doing. I think we got a good core with these young guys, and I think he's going to be. I mean, we couldn't have had a better situation for him to fall in our lap like that. I'm just glad they didn't screw it up and go, well, let's trade down, or let's do this, or let's add picks. It's like, it's right in front. My daughter could have picked Cade Cunningham. It's an obvious decision. Make the right decision. So don't be a hero. You guys have tried it too many times in the past. It's backfired. Do the right thing and take Cade. So I'm excited. And just seeing him in summer league and that, he's exciting.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
He's exciting to watch.
What do you think?
I think it's a great pick. I've been always I'm a huge Detroit fan, even as bad as the Lions are. But
I had my Lions hat on yesterday. As bad as they are, I'm rocking it around.
I got, my dad's got the shirt, win one before I die, and my dad's 76. So I'm a huge fan. I love the Pistons. I love them to get back to the, hey, we're the blue collar city and we want to win a championship. So if we make the playoffs and, if we're let's say seat 8 or 6, I'm happy. I think we make it a huge momentum. We only won 20 some games last year. I don't know. What did we win? 21, 20. So if we can get to that 40 mark, double what we had, then I think we're doing great,
Agreed.
So, I'm just tired of losing as a Detroit fan. Like I said, the Lions really don't count, but, we've always had those 3
We've given them a pass.
We've always had
for too long. Because every year we reset our optimism and like, oh, this is it. We're going to do something. It's like, how many times? That's why the running joke is, our Super Bowl is the draft. Our most exciting day is who we draft in the first round, because it's usually a high pick. and everything's downhill from there. But
so what are your thoughts on Matt Stafford?
Man, we're some loyal fans, though. I got to give it to us because we've been beat up.
I agree.
We really, Detroit really has been beat up.
Leaving, we get a goof golf. I mean, I know a lot younger. How many games do we win? I said 9-7. I think Alex said 8-8. But what do we win with Mr. Goff?
So first off, with Matt Stafford leaving, everyone here, well, most people are Matt Stafford fans. I've never been a huge Matt Stafford fan. I think his receivers, especially Calvin Johnson, have made him look better than he is. Because you go back and look at highlights with Calvin, man. Calvin had to work for a lot of his receptions. When he's throwing downfield, instead of all these other quarterbacks throwing them and they're catching them in stride, Calvin's got to come back and out jump these. If he didn't have Calvin, his numbers to me wouldn't be as impressive to me as they are. But when that's all you have, you're throwing, 40, 50 times a game because we haven't had a running game in so many years. So I've never been a huge Matt Stafford fan. He's got heart. He's got grit. He's not very athletic. I think he makes dumb decisions, and he's not very accurate. So for him to leave and they're hyping him up, all I got to say is, hey, Matt, you better live up to your hype because everybody's thinking you're taking them to the promised land. And if you don't, you're going to look like the fool, because to me, I don't know. I don't see him putting them in.
So you're saying if he doesn't make the playoffs in LA, do you think they second guess that?
I don't think they'll second guess it. I think people will look back and say, what the hell? You were supposed to go there and get us a trophy. We were supposed to be the Super Bowl champs because of your addition. And if it don't happen, I think it's a huge blemish on Matt Stafford for sure. Because I don't think he's a lot of people make him up to be. I'm sorry. I think he's got a lot of flaws. Other than his heart, he's probably got one of the biggest hearts. He just, he's proved that. But athletically, I think he's an above average quarterback, but I don't think he's just a hands down now made the Rams a Super Bowl favorite. I don't think so at all. Okay. If they make it at all, I don't know. I don't think they will. I mean, I like the Rams. They're good, but I'm just, I don't know. That's just my take. Jared Goff, I mean, he's had success there. I'm not jumping the gun with him. I'm trying to stay optimistic. I want to let him kind of prove himself because he's had good years. He's had bad years. He did go to the Super Bowl. Everyone wants to say it was, coaching, but let him prove it. I mean, if he works out, great. If not, we got to decide what we do. We'll probably draft a quarterback high next year and move forward. But so I'm giving him the opportunity to see. I mean, it isn't like we're not doing nothing spectacular. We struggle. Our receivers aren't that great. Our running backs are average and have injuries. I mean, I like DeAndre Swift. We got averages. I like Jamal Williams. We have it, but we have a bunch of okay players. We have nothing.
Okay, yeah.
Like, wow. No, who's exciting us right now on the Lions? We got excited that we took an offensive lineman for the draft. He's a beast, but am I going to get a Sewell jersey? Probably not. I mean,
no.
Who knows?
Maybe. Maybe.
What is their record this year? Where do they go?
Man, their schedule's not that easy. I think their schedule's kind of tough. And what we saw in preseason, I was like,
0-3 now. They're 0-3. They lost last night.
They look good at all. I said like 6 wins, to be honest with you.
Okay. 6 wins.
I think they're going to struggle this year. I think it's going to be a lot of personal growth that we're going to have to see from, the running backs and Goff to see if he's really going to pan out because if he can have a solid year with average receivers, what if he actually gets one or 2 that are pretty decent next year to build on? So
do we have a real coach in Campbell, or do we got another guy that's an offensive wannabe coach?
I like him. I mean, I like it. I like the energy. I like all that. I hope it works, but we got excited too many years in a row with Schwartz. Schwartz was going to be a morning weg. All these, I'm just like, we just got to wait and see. I'm going to ride with them right now and hope it works. I like who we brought in with them. I like the whole staff, with Deuce Staley and, these players that are established, successful ex-players. I want to see them as a whole unit, not just Dan, but I want to see, all of them, get these guys to develop. Then you bring in Spielman as an advisor and Barry Sanders. And hopefully they can play a role and kind of start from that foundation and not so much the ownership. Everyone's like, oh, they need to sell. But they did extreme by cleaning house and bringing in these players or these coaches. To me, if we're going to have an opportunity to build, I think this would be the year one to show it. So, I'm always optimistic, and every year I'm going to be excited until
we're always optimistic
week 3,
every
4,
year.
5, and I'm just like, whatever.
Like they're gonna do it. They're gonna come together. They're gonna mesh. It's gonna happen.
Tampa Bay win the Super Bowl again. Who's winning the Super Bowl?
Man, I think it's a rematch for sure. I think it's a rematch for sure, and I think KC and Tampa are the teams. I think Tampa does win it again. To be honest with you, they have the same roster. They haven't changed. They brought pretty much everybody back. Brady is timeless. He's proved that he is the GOAT. You know what I mean? He's the
GOAT because I have this. I think he is. So I have a guy that I do produce a podcast for. He's a sports guy. He says he's not. So we
How
argue.
Can he not be though? Look who he threw to in New England.
Yeah.
Name 3 receivers that were good. Okay, he had Randy Moss for like a year and a half. Name another receiver. Okay, Edelman but he made these no-name players into quality receivers that went off to other places. He made them better. They didn't make him better. So how many receivers did Tom Brady throw to in New England? 50 different receivers in his career. Every year he had a new 1 or 2 receivers that he made quality receivers out of what he was
he helped them level up.
Yeah, so it wasn't like he was throwing Jerry Rice and Calvin Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald. He was throwing a bunch of no names, and then people that came in, like I said, Randy Moss come in later, but he wasn't the Randy Moss that we hated in Minnesota when he was a stud.
Right.
So how could he not be? He made the people around him better. From running backs, name their best running back ever. They all were better because of him being at the center of that whole offense. To me,
okay, because I know that's constantly a debate. Is he not? Is he? And I don't know. Someone got 6 rings. Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Like I don't know who else.
Kind of hard to argue with 6 rings.
And then you move over to another team and you don't miss a beat. I mean, Tampa has a good squad, but he goes from one to another team, wins it the very first year. That's not an accident, So I think Tampa will win it again. I think it'll be a rematch at KC and Tampa, but I think Tampa will pull it off again this year. And then they're probably going to all just go do their thing. They're going to prove, I think, back to back and go party at Gronkowski's house. Who knows?
So we want to thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. I know we just talked. Alex is still changing his water pump, so I
got it.
He's got the 3 Stooges out there. They're trying to figure it out.
Right. I get it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We really enjoyed your company today.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me on. First of all, I got 2 quick things.
Sure.
My Little League, Taylor North, they played today. They're in the World Series, Little League World Series in Williamsport. Man, they're killing it. They got the Taylor Tuckians on fire. Let me tell you. It's blowing up. They play Hawaii today that they lost to on Wednesday. If they win today, they're in the World Series finals tomorrow. So good luck to Taylor North. That's my family out there, the coaches.
How do we follow them? Where do we find them?
They're on ESPN today. They play at 3 o'clock on ESPN.
At 3 o'clock today on ESPN?
And if they win, they play in the championship tomorrow. So they play Hawaii at 3. And then I just want to give a lot of love. My boy Robert Courtney, been a partner of mine for a long, long time, great friend of mine. And I just want to send out prayers and love to Ashley Rose that is proving how amazing she is. And she's changing so many people's lives. And
she is a warrior,
just by what's going on, she's just building a movement behind that organization and that foundation. I just want to say,
what is her status on her COVID now?
I'd rather not speak on it. Rob keeps everybody updated daily.
Yeah, if you go to his page, you can see. There's some things that happened in the last few days. They had a little scare.
Right.
Rob's been very transparent about her, her progress, and about how he wants everybody to lift her and him up in, just positive energy. He's just been really, grateful for all the feedback and the advice and the prayers and the, the checking in and all this, and their mantra, trust the process.
Yes.
So she's, that scare that happened, all the tests and surgeries and all that came back a positive. The things that happened with her didn't affect her other organs.
Right.
So that's really good. There was a scare that a lot of stuff, she had lost some blood, and a lot of things could have been seriously affected. So that's all come back really good. And the great thing is that he gets to see her now because of the unit she's in. So he gets to visit her daily. Her family gets to visit her. Her sisters, who I don't know them, and I just hear that he called them pit bulls. They're amazing, right? Yeah. So prayers go out to them, and just keep lifting them up in positive energy and that movement, and all the love, light, and healing vibes you can send.
Absolutely. So
sure.
I just want to throw that out there. Those are great family, great people, amazing people, actually.
Yeah, Rob was on our show. He's amazing.
Yeah.
The first time I met him, I'm like, oh my God, your energy is like contagious, literally. Just
and he would do anything for anybody. Yeah, we've had a business relationship for almost 20 years. We've done a lot of good things together, and
he serves with a purpose.
Yeah,
he loves to help. So. He helps people. That's his passion as well.
I just wanted to say that, love and prayers to Rob and Ashley and April and Robbie and the whole family, and it's just, everybody's out there pushing for her, and that the foundation, the Ashley Roche Foundation, go there, buy a shirt, donate. It's awesome, because look what's turned into that. Now other people that are dealing with similar situations can go there and share their story, and it's just there's always positive coming out of everything that they do. So
I always say that there there's so many negatives, and as bad as it is, hard as it is to try to not dwell on, focus in the negative. There's always a positive that's in the negative. You got to find it though. Right. And that's the light at the end of the tunnel. You have to look for that positive that's in that negative. And I love the concept behind the foundation. It's set up to help families who experience not even just COVID related, but any kind of tragic event that happens where their family member is, next thing you know, in ICU, in a medical state. I'm a special needs mom. My son recently passed away, but we've spent his entire life in the hospital. So to that alone, that knowing that how they feel, and it just literally in one blink, your life is in shambles, changed, and you're trying to hold it together for your family in the hospital and be strong for your family member, but you're also trying not to lose your house and your car and all the things that you have, because what do you do at that point, right? So I think that it's great, but it's also great to show love in the families that are all coming together and writing their stories on there and talking about what they went through, but giving them that motivation and that positive, outcome. And it's great. It really is.
So like you said, a lot of love to them. A lot of love to the
huge.
Rob and Ashley and the family.
Thanks for coming up. If we need to find you, someone wants to, they're in a local metropolitan area, Detroit, they want to list their house, how do we find you? How do we find if somebody that wants to go into the real estate market and wants to be a real estate agent, how do we find you? We got somebody calling.
They're calling already.
There it is. Put them through.
Put them through. Put Mike on the phone.
Yeah, let's go. So anyone that wants to talk about anything we talked about, real estate, EXP, like I'm open. I'm trying to build an empire over here. Like I want to start. I got a Keys to the Future Scholarship Award. I'm giving scholarships out to high school seniors. I got a We Give Back program. So every client that I close on, let them choose a nonprofit organization. I donate a percentage of my commission back to one of the organizations of their choice.
That.
It's all positive here. So if people are resonating with what I'm saying, and I'll talk to anybody. You want to come on board? You want to learn more? You want to get licensed? I want to start a real estate academy for young adults that are just out of school, that college might not be for them, or they have a passion or an interest in real estate. I want to build like an informal school and literally teach them mortgage and title and real estate and mold that next generation of real estate in this area. So I got a lot of plans, which is great, but I'm willing to talk with anybody, network. My website is just www.mikemackin.com. Email address is mike@mikemackin.com. You can catch me on Facebook. It's Mike Mackin, obviously. Realtor Mike Mackin's my business name. Mike_Matkin at Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. I'm on one last thing. So last part. So
you're not on OnlyFans like me, are you?
No. Oh, no. I ain't got no time for any of that. Mine's strictly business right now, man. Strictly business.
You can advertise on Only. Listen, they're gonna get a sub. They're gonna get a subscription from you, and you're gonna pop in with the academy. Like, here I am. Let's learn. They're gonna be like, what the fuck is this?
We'll flip it on them.
Flip it on them. Hey, do it. Do the damn thing.
So last thing though, I'm working with Ryan SIRHAN, $1 Million Listing New York. If you're familiar with him, he's my mentor. So I just want to give a shout out to Ryan SIRHAN, Jules, Sydney, Cassidy. They're all on my marketing team, my brand strategy team, and they're helping me rebrand, reimage myself. So I want to give a huge shout out to the SIRHAN team, and I'll be out there in October hanging out with him. And literally, man, I do this all day. This energy's on 10 all day. So anyone that feels
Love it.
How many Red Bulls are you drinking? How many Red
Bulls?
No,
actually, you know what? It's C4 Smart Energy. I don't know if you ever had it. It is a pre-workout, but actually, shout out to C4. I'm trying to get a sponsorship, so maybe they'll see this. Hey, C4, shout out. My favorite drink.
I got my Herbalife Energy right here. I had to give up them Red Bulls, man. They were taking my life over.
Yeah, you're right.
I had to go natural with it.
Yeah. So anyway, I love what I do. You know, you can tell I genuinely love. I found my passion, and I'm trying to just help people and just everybody come up together, you know. So it's just it's a big movement to me. I just want to be financially free, happy, and I want to bring everybody around me up so everybody's experiencing what I'm experiencing.
Yeah, there's nothing like making impact in other people's lives, right?
It's what it's all about. Giving back is what it's all about.
Absolutely.
So, hey, thanks for coming on, man. Love everything. So you're always more than welcome to come on, and if you just want to talk about sports or anything,
yeah, come back and join us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, I know it took a while, but yeah, let's do this again. And you got a freebie. I know you heard you got your 100th episode coming up. Maybe I could pop in and say hi there, but let's definitely do it again in the near future for sure.
All right, appreciate it, man. You have a great,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on.
Have a good one. Bye, Tori.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh, that was great.
Energy. Yeah, I love his energy. So awesome. Doing big things. I can't wait to see his progress on stuff. That academy sounds awesome.
Yeah. Damn, I need to take a nap now.
I love people with energy on 10. It just like charges me. I can't stand somebody with shit ass energy.
Shit ass energy.
You know, or it's like, oh, man, your energy stinks. It smells like cat pee. No. You ever meet somebody whose energy smells like cat pee?
Yeah. Well, I heard the dating pool is someone peed in it.
Oh yeah, that's a whole piss pool. That's a whole pee full of pee. Yeah, you ever see the actual meme of that, and it looks like a pool that's like half filled and the water's green and it's got like funk floating in it. I'm gonna have to find it and send it to you. It's terrible. But yeah, I always say if they get stink energy, I'm like, oh God, their whole aura smells like cat pee. I can just smell it.
Cat pee.
It's the worst.
Litter box energy.
What's that?
Litter box energy.
Right? There's nothing worse than cat pee.
Cat pee. So with the show, I don't think Alex is gonna jump on. I think he said that he's still trying to, I don't know. I would think it takes a couple hours to do.
What's he doing?
I think it takes a couple hours.
That's a whole
Yeah, to get under there.
But this is something that he's been trying to get done for a minute there, and it's clearly a job that you can't really do by yourself. You got to get up in there. So when you get that help from somebody, you got to jump on it.
Jump on it.
Jump on it.
So Wayne County mandates, and you said Oakland too, masks for students for upcoming school years. Your thoughts?
I'm all for it. I know I have a lot. I'm shocked. I have a lot of people and friends on my page that are not for it, that are upset about it. I just feel like you protect the kids. Protect the kids. All the rest of the shit can be worked out. You don't know what's going on out here. We don't know what's going on out here. None of us fucking know what's going on, right? It changes by the day. I'm not trying to risk my child's life, and I'm not trying to risk yours. And I feel like when you don't send your child to school with the most protection, you don't give a fuck about mine either. It kind of goes hand in hand. Like, you're telling me you don't want your kid to wear a mask, so is that basically telling me you don't give a fuck about my kid's life either?
True.
Because I don't know who your kid is, been in contact with. Vice versa. I'm sending my kid with all the protection I can because I give a fuck about my kid's life and your kid's life. And I could not live with myself knowing if my child infected yours by accident. So even if it's a small percentage, I'll say it again. I always do. I want every little bit of that percentage. So that's my thoughts.
So judge in Florida blocks what the governor same date, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
he blocked it.
Blocked it.
He said he did it. He went above and beyond his authority. He didn't do it legally. The governor there argued the fact that you should be in charge of your child's health and that this is something that pertains to your child's health. And it does to a certain extent, but it's also now it's public health. So in doing so, the governor ignored his oath to protect public health. And the judge said basically that overrules the other. And he ruled against him, in that mandate. Hey, all you people calling me, y'all know I'm on the show. Call on in, 602-699-6101. Come on, call us on the show. I swear, my fans be calling my phone like, you know what? I'm about to just put y'all on speaker next time you call in.
I swear to God, we're going to.
I'm calling them all out. I'm telling them all today. We putting you on speaker. We're going to answer all these calls.
Yeah, we're going to be like, hello, caller, can we help you? Click. Oh, shit.
Oh my God, I should have just fucking did that. I should have did it. I'm doing it next time. I got 6 missed calls here. Like they don't know.
Right.
Like they don't know. Too funny. Next time, though, it's probably going to be my extended warranty I don't have.
Yeah. Warranty on a vehicle from 1996? I don't have that.
Right. I just got one of those in the mail the other day.
Oh. So
if I wanted to sell my vehicle.
We talked, about like I was telling you about my foot. So, and I'll tell people what happened. I was hoping Alex would come on because I wanted to ask him, because I had full on, I don't know what the fuck I had, full on paralysis. What did I have?
Well, you didn't have neuropathy.
Didn't have full on neuropathy. So my sister, Dr. Anna, she's
Dr. Anna,
learning doctor of the house. She's in a medical field. But I was eating. I went to Scottsdale and I had dinner with some cousins and some friends. And I was sitting there and they had funky chairs in Scottsdale. Actually, it was that taco place. The food wasn't that bad, but I had carne asada tacos, right? You can't totally fuck that up. That's pretty easy.
Unless you overcook it.
Yeah, but I've had some shitty tacos, right? So I was the chair was kind of like I would say like a patio chair. So the back was really
lower. So it's sent off your gravity a little bit.
When I'm sitting eating, I like to be, I don't want to fucking table. Yeah, I don't want to sit here and eat my food. You know what I mean? So I arched myself up. I arched my feet.
Set towards the front more.
Right. Yeah, scooted up, and I was in a certain position, and then, my foot fell asleep. I didn't think anything of it, right? I got on my balls and my toes, and I'm sitting there for about 25 minutes. I'm like, shit, my foot fell asleep. Okay, no big deal. I get up, and it's still asleep, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I tell you, like, fuck, it's still like asleep. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Go a whole day, all yesterday.
You pinched something.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep. And then I was just like, shit, what did I do? So
especially because you said you've been going to the chiropractor too. So you've been getting adjusted as well as you sat in a different position. So your body is being aligned from the chiropractor, or going in that state of trying to stay aligned and become more aligned. And then you put you sat in a chair that had you completely unaligned, and it was, it's contradicting each thing, and your foot was letting you know, like, hey bud, not getting any circulation down here, right? So but your sister saying you had neuropathy. Fucking cracking up.
I call people, like, what do you think? Like, I don't know, should I cut my foot off or what's going on? So
right.
she's like, no, you got full neuropathy. Let me schedule a surgeon to cut your foot off. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on?
That escalated quickly.
What's going on?
Fucking Scottsdale Tacos calls neuropathy? Fuck. Does anybody know about this?
Yeah, so right.
Oh, that's funny.
No,
I think you just need a massage. I don't really think it's like, I can respect I appreciate your sister, like, hey, you need to handle this. This is an emergency. But I think it was just a little pinch nerve.
Yeah, it was a pinch nerve. So I went to the doctor yesterday, adjusted me a little bit. I was like, damn, they're like, oh yeah, you're definitely, something's going on. And then I had an appointment to get a massage next door, like, 30 minutes later. So she massaged my foot is 100%.
So no amputation for you today.
No amputation. She's rubbing it. And
Good to know.
She's rubbing it. I'm like, damn, that shit feels good. And it, finally went away. And then she's like, I just hurriedly took a shower and I went over there. And she goes, I got to be honest with you. You got one soft ass foot right now. Just one.
Just one.
Yeah, because she goes, what foot's bothering you? So I take your sock. So I got one sock on, one sock off,
And she working that one foot. That one foot, baby, smooth.
Yeah, like, yeah, this shit is. I was like, it felt good.
I'm glad you saved your foot. Good job.
Yeah, because I was thinking, do I get a peg, like wooden peg? Do I get like the $6 million foot? With the
my dad has one. You get a cool ass one. He's got graphics on it and shit. He got one that had you can get like a Harley one. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I have a friend who has a titanium one, and he puts a running shoe on it, and he looks badass. I would not want to be kicked by that.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I'm like Star Wars. He's more, he's more machine now.
Yeah, Zach would call my dad the bionic. He's like, Grandpa's got a bionic leg. I'm like, I know, right? It's fucking got superpowers. Don't play with him.
Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping to get a couple people calling in, but I guess we'll talk about it. So Biden, we get attacked in Afghanistan. They will kill 13 Marines. Biden vows to complete Afghanistan's evacuation, hunt down ISIS leaders after Kabul attack.
I saw last night that we had an airstrike.
Yeah. So pretty sad. I don't want to get too deep into this. I don't want to point fingers or whatever the case may be, but I don't know if
I feel like everybody's at fault on this one.
Yeah, I think
it's hard to pinpoint. It's really hard to pinpoint, I'm sorry, go ahead. What was your thoughts on it?
I was just saying, there's it's just sad that, 13 Marines have been killed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and those 13 lives are just a reminder of the casualties and the results of unnecessary war.
Right.
So, it's very sad. And that's the cost of our freedom. You have people going back and forth, oh, Biden, he failed, he this, he that. But then you go deeper and you say, who made this plan? Trump made this plan.
Trumpy.
Trump, and I posted it yesterday, and I had somebody inbox me negatively, And I put it private after that because I want no negativity on, I want to be able to say my views on my page, but
to get it right.
don't attack me in my inbox. Like if you got some shit to say it on the like put it in the comments, right? Because other people are going to have opinions too. But I don't have a problem with people having an opinion. I don't have a problem with people, criticizing one or the other. What I do have a problem with, though, is when somebody is criticizing one for the same thing they praised the other for. Literally gave godly praise to Trump for being this great negotiator, this great plan maker, right? He started all of this with Afghanistan too. It's like you praised one, but now the results of that, you're bashing the other. You have to look at the bigger picture. Like, did we forget how he, wanted to meet with Afghanistan at at camp? I'm just like, I don't know.
It's a tough situation, and I have buddies from the right and buddies from the left, and I wish I actually have call in, but what else can I tell you?
He wanted to meet with the Taliban at Camp David. Like, how do we forget about that?
Right.
How do we forget about that? And now he was I remember people were literally sucking his dick for being a great deal maker. He's the greatest. Biden was a puppet that carried out. He's a pawn that carried out your deal that was so great. And people say, oh, well, he could have changed it. He didn't have to do this. He's damned if he does, and he's damned if he don't.
Right. Yeah, I think he was in a tough situation, but I had a lot of righties that said, hey, did you have a Biden remorse?
No.
Instead of buyer remorse.
Instead of buyer remorse.
Yeah, I thought that was funny, but I don't know. It's just a tough situation. Personally, and I've told you, between me and you, I don't think we should be in these countries from the get-go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Look at for many years, people pull the troops. As soon as he pulls the troops, wham! What the fuck are you doing? You pulled the troops.
Right.
We shouldn't be there to begin with. And then when people get what they want, it's, oh, you fucked up.
Right.
There's no right answer at this point, because this isn't just because Biden is the face now. This goes back to all the sitting presidents. This isn't just a him problem. And people that want to just say it is are foolish, and they clearly don't know the history of America and the presidents and of war. So no, we don't need to be there to begin with. But here we are. So now what?
Now what?
Yeah.
Well, it's
all around.
Yeah, it just makes it tough. It just really does. It just makes it tough. And like I said, I hate to see, military lose their lives.
Young lives.
Right. That we lost because of, these Taliban, ISIS, whatever you want to say, goes on and attacks us. So it like I said, it just makes it tough, and we don't want to lose senseless, or we don't want to lose the senseless shit to Marines and stuff. So
yeah,
but it just makes it really tough. So definitely hearts out to all the family members that lost their lives in this senseless attack. So
yeah, and thank you to all the military for their service.
Right.
Yeah.
It just makes it so tough. So we'll move on. Colorado woman who hides 26 kids behind a false wall at daycare. What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Colorado woman charged with hiding 26 children behind a false wall at her daycare center was found guilty of child abuse and other charges Thursday. Carla Faith was convicted of 26 counts of misdemeanor child abuse, felony counts of attempting to influence public servants and misdemeanors count of running childcare facilities without licenses. One of the employees also was convicted of 26 counts of child abuse. Police went into her daycare in November 2019 after reports that caring for more than children that were allowed. Although Faithful repeatedly told an officer no children were there, the officer couldn't hear children music or children crying from the basement, according to arrest affidavit. So I don't know if she was running.
Oh, she was running a daycare. So it's funny that we bring this up. I was speaking to a friend of mine yesterday, and we had this conversation in regards to a family member or a friend of the family of hers. And I don't really know much about the daycare, system and how it's run. But when you become licensed, you have to have you can only have so many children per staff member. Similar to like in school, right? You can only have so many kids in a class per teacher or per parapro or assistant. Same thing with daycare. So when you're licensed in your home or your facility, you have to have a body for how, a staff member for how many kids you're able to service. And if you don't get licensed for that and they come in, I guess they make like random pop-ups, or they can get tipped off. Right. So, that's sounds to me like what happened. She was tipped off. She wasn't allowed to have 26 kids. Maybe she was only allowed to care for 5. But she's out here caring for 26. So she was hiding them. That's what it sounds like to me. And I would like to think that she wasn't abusing them, but when you hide them behind a wall, that to authorities looks like this is abuse, because these children are being put behind a wall when they shouldn't. They should be out playing and whatever. So I'm assuming that's what that's why that charge carried to her. They didn't say anything about hurting the children, right?
No.
So that's probably what the charge is then, because she hid them behind a wall, and they look at that as a form of abuse, probably a lower, like a lower level 1 or something, however that works, but still sucks. She's going to lose her license.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
26 of them hiding behind a wall. Sounds to me like she had that planned. Like she was like, okay, if they come in, put them in the basement, put them behind this wall. We're going to make a fake wall.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds to me like a parent tipped them off too. Like, hey, maybe it was a disgruntled worker that she had for her or something. Because there's 26 kids there. So she must have been watching them enough where the parents trusted her.
Right. Kind of crazy. So, the guy that assassinated RFK, SIRHAN, after 16 attempts, they are giving him a parole. What do you think? Do you think he should be paroled after 2 years in prison?
How long was he in prison?
3 years.
No. I mean, no, you killed somebody. You killed somebody. You assassinated them. No, you're done. You chose your path. I don't think you can be rehabilitated after you assassinate somebody, no matter who they are.
A book is coming out. A movie's coming out. That.
All of it. So now he's going to get all this revenue on it, and I don't think it's right at all. Hopefully he doesn't get paroled. You can be up for it. Doesn't mean it'll be granted.
No. I think he was granted.
It was granted?
Yeah, it was granted. Yeah.
How old is he now?
He is 77.
Yeah, fuck him. Let him die there. What's he gonna come out and do?
He's making
Listen, he ain't got no family, no nothing. He just coming out to collect a quick check.
Probably.
Fuck that. Let him die. Let somebody else. No, he got to die there.
All right. Scott Peterson.
Oh, this scumbag.
Making pregnant wife is one step closer to pushing for a new trial. What's your thoughts on that? I think he should have, when he was on death row, I thought they were going to execute him.
he beat death row. That
Right.
should have been the extent of it. Okay. That should have never happened to begin with. Right there alone, they fucked up. And now they're going to give him another trial. I don't think that it's going to stick. I mean, the evidence is so.
So did he do it or not? I think he did.
Absolutely, he did it. Absolutely, he did it. You know that podcast that I told you I watch in regards to the murders. The girl that puts Bailey, she puts her makeup on and talks about murders. She just did one on him and told the whole retold the whole story and about him with the girlfriend and how many other girlfriends, the girlfriend Amber, and how she found out and all these things. And he absolutely fucking killed Lacey. Absolutely. And the baby Connor. Like, nope. He doesn't deserve another anything. And what's fucked up is these women are like messaging him. I don't get this. What is wrong with you ladies? There's all this dick all out there, knowing that this man killed his wife and child. This is a turn on to you?
So, you know, I think I don't know if you watched it, but I watched The Night Stalker, and I think I remember telling you that, you know, that was a sick fuck in California or whatever.
Sick.
And there was actually women that went to the courtroom and were sticking their tongue out, and like, you know, he had girlfriends, and you know, girls said, you know, psychologically women are attracted to bad boys and that type of stuff. So
okay, I like bad boys too. What the fuck? But I don't like killers.
I don't like killers.
Sociopath fucking murderer. Like, there's a big difference between liking a bad boy on a motorcycle and a fucking killer. Okay? Well, there's a whole ass difference.
They just said when people, men or women, I mean, look at what's her name that killed the guy here. You know, if they slaughter them, they get fan mail, and they get people that are like, you know, sending them whatever nude pictures and saying, "Will you marry me?" And you know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand it. Even look at Manson. I mean, look, he had to follow, you know, just like I said, just crazy stuff.
I don't get it. I don't get
like you said, I'm attracted to a bad boy, but if you're a murderer, that's not a bad boy. You're a psychopath, right?
Right. Yeah. Like I said, you got a motorcycle and a matching jacket. I'm like, ooh, he's hot. Right? But not he killed his wife and the baby.
Oh, no, he's super hot. No, he's
super hot. He just leveled up. This motherfucker just leveled up.
He just leveled up. So not only is he going to probably have great sex, but he's probably going to choke me and possibly stab me during sex.
Man, talk dirty to me.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Maybe just my perception of a bad boy is different than what it really is. Maybe a bad boy really is a murderer, felon. I've been doing this wrong, ladies. I've been doing this wrong.
Doing this wrong. Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, we're going on a date tonight. Maybe I'll get stabbed. Like, what?
Maybe
he'll stab me. Excited, trying to get some stab wounds.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
So we'll move on to the Hurricane Ida. Gains strength, takes aim at Louisiana. So not again. Not again, man.
They're still not even recovered, I feel like.
Yeah, from Katrina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. No. Mother Nature's angry, right? She's angry.
She's very angry. We're abusing Mother Earth. That's it right there. We're abusing Mother Earth. Human selfishness is causing a lot of problems, and
so it says
Mother Nature's like, fuck you.
Rapidly intensify on Saturday, which is today, towards the U.S. Gulf as people prepare for make landfall. A life-threatening Category 4 storm, and it's 16 years. This Sunday, 16-year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina.
Have you have you ever been to Louisiana or been there after the Katrina?
No, I was there before, but I wasn't there after.
So there's every time I've gone, even, and I haven't been there in, well, I was there for a layover and just a quick trip, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2. But even 5 years ago, people, when I was there's still people on the street that are holding signs that said Hurricane Katrina victim, or, you know, panhandlers, or there's tons of areas that are not rebuilt. So, and just the ground itself is fragile, you know. Every time I think of Katrina, I think of seeing do you remember the scene on TV where the cemeteries flooded?
Yeah.
And the caskets were floating through the
Right.
streets of New Orleans, you know, like, scary. Yeah, so prayers and thoughts go out to them. It's going to be a rough one.
Right. Yeah, I did. Because, like I said, it's a 16th anniversary.
It sucks too. I really was trying to make a trip there. I'm maid of honor for a friend's wedding coming up in the spring, and we were talking about different things like, you know, NOLA or Nashville, like, or Vegas. We were trying to see where we were going to go for the bachelorette party, and then we ended up ultimately deciding we're just going to take a girls' trip after, because there's some people that won't be able to make it, and there's some people that we have to respect with COVID and the things and the unknown we don't know, that they're not going to leave the Metro Detroit area to come. And I know the bride really wants those people to be there, so we're going to end up just doing a Detroit local thing. But there was a lot of talk, you know, like, where are we going to go, what are we going to do, and I said, well, man, we're going to go there after, but I hope it's such a beautiful place. I hope it stays, you know. It's hard. I hope the destruction isn't as devastating as they're predicting.
Right. So Chinese Olympian gold medal is peeling. I had a friend of mine send me this article. Yeah, the gold medal is peeling. He's like, I wonder if there's a chocolate goodness under that medal.
I was thinking that too.
Chinese Olympian gold medal, Zhu new hardware is already losing some shine. The 23-year-old left went on social media showing off the alleged damage this weekend, asking fellow Olympians if they had the same experience. And it says, FYI, the medal aren't solid gold. They're actually made from mostly silver from the 2020 games. So I thought it was solid gold, to be honest with you. I didn't know, you know what I mean? Maybe it was solid gold 20 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's still a precious metal. You have to be careful what it comes in contact with. I mean, maybe they had it on their skin and something, you know, happened to it. Even if it's gold plated, you still gotta be careful with it.
Right.
You should probably got some nail polish remover on it or something. I don't know. Some lotion. You got a little lotion on them.
Little lotion, yeah.
Their body oils. But that's fucked up.
Put the lotion into the basket.
Right? Got a little KY jelly. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they be doing. Hey, you got a medal. We doing things with this. Get the medal, boo.
Yeah.
Get the medal, boo. We doing some things.
So your favorite show is coming to an end, Cobra Kai. I know they're doing the the 4th season. So they put the mansion, the 6-bedroom, has become an Airbnb rental. And it's selling for $2.4 million. And I thought it was in LA, but it's in Georgia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Marietta, Georgia is recently sold in
Marietta?
Yeah, Marietta. I can't pronounce.
Yeah, I have some Georgia friends. Shout out to my Georgia friends at Marietta.
Yeah. The house is really dope, though. I'll bring this on the screen.
They have beautiful homes there.
Yeah.
I was looking there. I can't deal with the pollen, though.
Yeah.
Oh, man, their pollen is no joke.
I didn't like Georgia. I've been there a couple times.
No, you didn't like it?
Oh shit.
Ooh. I wonder how much they're gonna that's gonna be per night.
You can see the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gorgeous house.
Yeah.
Love the.
Pretty.
Oh, it's not share for whatever reason. It's not sharing. Hold on. Sorry, I was on the wrong page. There it is.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Love that.
That'd be so fun to stay there.
Yeah.
Is that the
Great.
kitchen?
Yeah, that's a great
Oh
kitchen.
man, that fucking kitchen is amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that.
Oh, is that the courtyard?
Yes.
Gorgeous. Just gorgeous, darling. Gorgeous.
That is great right there.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be an amazing Airbnb.
Yeah. Library.
They're gonna make some money.
Money.
Mm-hmm. That's a good score right there. And for that price, I mean, I've seen some houses in LA that are fucking 10 times the amount that look like that.
Yeah, maybe
I feel like Georgia has really good prices on housing as well. I know with the market and everything's high right now, but I always thought, like from having friends that live there and seeing some of the different things and following celebrities, like, oh, how much is their house worth, right? You see some of the shit and you're like, oh, that's doable. I could do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like you get a lot of bang for your buck there. A lot of house for your money.
a lot of bang for your buck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was like I said, that was one of the places I was looking at when we were looking to move out of Michigan. But can't do that. Can't do that pollen. And another thing is they're very laid back, that southern laid backness. And I remember my girlfriend, shout out to Jessica. Hey girl, hey. She when she first moved to Atlanta, she was in Powder Springs, which is Marietta. And I remember she got a flat tire, right?
Okay.
And she's like, I got a flat tire. So I had to go to the garage, this auto garage, and he had to order it and all these things. And I swear it was like a whole ass week to get her tire fixed.
Really?
Like there was like no urgency, right? They're so laid back and so, she said they was real nice, but the whole ass week, I was like, oh, damn. She's like, yeah, these motherfuckers ain't got no urgency to nothing. Like, we'll see you next Sunday, right? Next Monday, come on in. She's like, that's fucking 8 days away. Another thing she told me she didn't like is they don't have, food-wise, they don't got a lot of breakfast places there like they do in Detroit. Detroit, you can get yourself a bomb-ass fucking breakfast really anywhere in Michigan. But they don't, a lot of people stay home and make their own food, the Southern breakfast, that they don't really have that home cooked a breakfast place you can go to. And she was like, I can't wait to fucking come home and have breakfast with you. Like, okay. But that's what she looked forward to most. So after she had told me those little things, I was like, yeah, I think they're too laid back for me. I'm too high strung, too go. I'd be pissed if it took me 7 days to get a tire and I can't get a good omelet. I can't get a good biscuits and gravy either. No. On to the next one. Yeah. But Georgia in general is beautiful. Not my pace. I need a little faster.
Pace?
Mm-hmm.
Not your pace.
I need a little faster energy.
You need a faster.
Yeah, a little faster vibes.
I know Kiss is on tour, and they canceled after Paul Stanley tested positive for COVID-19. Yeah, and so they're saying that he has the variant, so he canceled the concert. Yeah, and I know they're going to be in Detroit on in the first week of September. So I know Buddy of the show has the tickets. So I hope they don't. Oh my God, I think they can. I think they might cancel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to.
Yeah, kind of crazy, huh?
There's a lot of things that are being canceled again.
Right.
I think we're headed for another lockdown.
Unfortunately.
You know, you got to think, here we go. Now we're going into winter, right? And even though winter doesn't mean shit to us here in Arizona, because it's summer all year round here,
Right.
the places that are going to have the cold and, you know, those are going to skyrocket. Because you're going to have other things, colds, flus, you know, respiratory stuff going on and lower immune systems. It's just inevitable. Those things lower your immune system. So, and if people are out here just free balling it with the mask,
Free balling it,
you know, and they're fighting the, you know, they're not wanting to get vaccinated, the more outbreaks are going to be more deaths.
right?
You have a higher chance of dying from it.
Well, I hope you don't.
Experience.
I hope you don't answer, but I think, I mean, if you're a Kiss band, do you get a fill-in drummer and just paint his face, or no, you can't do that?
I don't think that you could do that. Yeah.
Or you know what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, the drummer's the cat.
Say what?
Now I'm trying to think what is Stanley's the guitarist. I'm sorry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you.
Is that who's sick? He's a guitar. He's sick.
Stanley's a guitar.
Yeah.
Other guy. Well, wait a minute.
Sounds kind of tough to fill him in. I don't think you can do that.
I think they were gonna. It's DTE now, right? Pine Knob.
Yeah, DTE.
I think that's where they were
I
going.
still call it Pine Knob though.
Yeah, I was like Pine Knob. I don't know. That's where they were going. So, sorry, there might not be a concert in Detroit area. So that sucks. I don't know why they would play Pine Knob. Why'd they play it like, you know, the new Little Caesars Arena, like Detroit Rock City? Like, why do you want to go all the way to Pine Knob?
Maybe the uncertainty of everything going on, and they were like, "Hey, let's go outdoor."
Yeah, that's true.
You know, let's do an outdoor thing. It's going to be able to hopefully guarantee us more time to make it through this till the show.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be my guess. If I was them, I would much rather want to do an outdoor thing just to kind of secure safety and our venue to know that we're not going to get shut down.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that. I'm like, wait a minute, guys. You're right. So that's pretty much all I had. I will talk about upcoming shows. You know, keep in mind we got 100 episode coming. But
yay!
This Wednesday, tune in this Wednesday from 5:30 Pacific to 8:30 Eastern time. We're going to talk about the 80, 90s things that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Tape decks, you know, some stuff like that. So that you miss that are no longer around. Now we have a book author coming on Saturday. He finally did confirm, and David Weatherly.
It's exciting.
Renaissance man. He has tons and tons of books. His book that I sent you, The Monsters of the Big Sky.
Stranger. I'm about halfway through it right now. I keep going back to it. It's good. It's written very well. Yeah, it's written very well. If you're into all that sci-fi stuff, or you're into, you know, creatures of the unknown, and you believe that there's something else out there other than us, like Bigfoots and, you know, just cool ass creatures, is definitely an author you want to pick something up and read from, because his perspective and his knowledge is
yeah, he's a Renaissance man. Strange and supernatural. He travels the world in pursuit of UFOs, magic, and more.
All of it.
Characters at dusty castles to remote haunted islands, from ancient sites to modern mysteries. He has journeyed to most unusual places in the globe to seek the unknown. So definitely going to be an interesting show.
Oh, it's exciting. I can't wait.
Next Saturday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So check out that show. And then also my Monday show will be on this Monday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, 8:30
Your
Eastern
topics are crazy.
Is oral sex too intimate for a one-night stand or a first date? And it looks like a lot of people are saying that it's too intimate. So I was really decide. There were some people like, no, if you hook me up, or the whole thing is like, no, you got to you shit. You can eat my shit, but I ain't sucking your dick.
Right? I did see that. A lot of women are like that too. They're like, oh, well, you can go down there, but see, me, I need to know the person because you ain't throwing my pH off. I don't know who you are, what you do. You throw my whole pH off if you go on ahead and go down there and fuck around and have some shit going on with your mouth I don't know about, right? Or you're just unhealthy. Like you unhealthy people, really.
So tune in Monday. I got to figure out what next week's topic. Maybe it should be sexual. I don't know. So
I've been following. I'm not going to tell our fans and our listeners because I'm going to shout off air. I'm going to tell you there's somebody who is pretty famous that I follow his, and he's got really good relationship topics every week. So I've been scoping his. Yeah, I'll let you know. I've been scoping his page, and I'm like, oh, that's a really good one. I'm taking notes, so I'll fill you in on him.
What you need to give to receive. So I got a question. So who goes first, Connie?
There you go, Connie. That's a good one. Who goes first?
Who goes first?
And I like that. You do need to give to receive. Yeah.
No.
No. I don't know. I'm a giver. I'm okay with giving. I like to receive too. Like I'm both, right? But I'm okay if I don't receive for the moment. Just you owe me one. We're cool like that.
I went first last time.
No. No. Oh, I don't complain about that. See, I personally feel like I don't even know if I would use the word intimate because I think kissing is intimate, right? I think if there's passion behind it, it's intimate. Again, I got to know the person. If it's somebody who I've been vibing with for a minute, like, okay, we could do the damn thing, right? But if you're a giver, you get off doing it yourself, right? Yeah, so to me, I'm like, this is some sexy shit. We gonna perform. Let's go, girl.
So tune in Monday, see what everybody's. It's a landslide. There are some girls that say, yeah, shit on that milk bone, and there were some girls that say it's just too intimate. So
I had a friend. I'm gonna have making her call in because we started talking about it the other day, and we started having graphic conversation. Next thing you know, by the end of the conversation, I'm like, nope, stop talking, right? Like, because you can see I'd be sizing people up like, ooh, he's not healthy. Oh, his shit, it's probably chunky, like, right? And we get my mind be rolling with it. I'm like, he ain't throwing my pH off.
Oh, she said he goes first. He goes down.
He goes down first. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It just depends on the moment. If we're doing like a back and forth, I don't know. I'm okay. I'm okay with going first. Shit, what up?
Back and forth.
Back and forth. I'm okay with going first.
Tag team, back again.
I'm a team player.
Well, that's all I have. You could follow me everywhere at Drake Swift on all platforms, and even on OnlyFans now. I know there's going to be they lifted a porn restriction, so I know there was a lot of women that probably thought they were going to go back to work. But it looks
I've been tossing the idea around. Are we making an OnlyFans?
Yeah. Honey, you know how much money you can get by just showing some sexy pictures?
I know.
Lingerie. You don't have to show nothing. Lingerie.
Yeah, I don't want to do nude. Nude's not my.
I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna just suck my finger. I'm gonna see how much I can get for that.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I'm not even gonna lie. I joined. I told you I joined this page like how to it's a whole thing, like how to do it, how to get on there, how to promote it, how to market, what are the best angles, like pics and stuff, right? So I've been looking, and you can go on other girls' stuff that's in this group, and they'll give you like little pointers and tips on, you know, what to post and so forth. I ain't gonna lie, it's a whole ass job. I was like, oh man, you know, in the sense where like, if you really want to make money, you have to conversate with these people, inbox, you got, you know, it's like, man, here we go again, handling fucking 100 guys at one time. That's kind of annoying.
Oh my God. Sounds like a
I'm
job.
like, can I just post some pictures and collect money? Like, why do I gotta respond?
Yeah.
I don't want to do all that. I don't want to fake flirt. It's so lame.
You want a fake flirt?
I don't want to fake flirt. I don't want to tell fucking 10 guys how my day went. Like, this is annoying, right? You're fucking annoying me. Just, here's my pic. Do you like the color of my bra? What the fuck?
Never know. Try it out. All right, that's all I got. Where can they follow you at?
You can follow me on Facebook at Tori Rochelle, on Instagram at All Beauty All Beast, and on Twitter at The Savage Kitty. That's THEE Savage Kitty, and possibly on OnlyFans soon.
OnlyFans. Follow Alex at The Sportsmouth on Instagram and Twitter, and then Alex Melendrez on Facebook. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that ding. So hit that subscribe button on
and your notifications.
Yeah, get your notifications on YouTube and on all the platforms, and you can follow us everywhere on every video platform.
You still got some free goodies too, right?
Yeah, and some audio platforms, so you can listen to everywhere. Pandora, Amazon, of course, Apple, Google. You can listen to iHeart, Spotify, all of them, and then where you can catch us on the video blog everywhere on all platforms. So thanks for everybody subscribing. Thanks for everybody still reaching out and buying some gear. You can get all the stuff on wordonthestreetmerch.com, and then you could follow the podcast on wordonthestreetpod.com. So that's pretty much it. I want to thank everybody. Like I said, once again, thanks Mike for coming on the show. Thanks for joining us on your Saturday morning. So thanks again, and we appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon. Like I said, let me gear up this video. Somebody just said bye. That was Connie.
Bye. Thanks, Connie. You as well. Have a great weekend.
Especially, with the variant out there, make sure you guys are washing your hands, wearing your mask, and washing your ass. So here you go. Let me play this video. See you guys soon. Peace out. Take care. Have a safe Saturday.
Bye, y'all. Be kind to one another.